Okay, so in this video we're going to be installing this Integy engine protector slash roll bar type deal. It says steel inner roll cage for Traxxas Revo 3.3. That's what it says. Part number T3275. These are available on Integy's website, but it always says out of stock or on back order. But they do pop up on eBay from time to time. That's where I bought two of these actually off eBay, and they were $30 a piece. It says $20.99, but it was actually $30 plus shipping. And so let's get this thing out and look at it. So here it is. This is an engine guard. It'll keep your engine from getting scratched up or damaged, your coolant head from getting damaged and scratched whenever you flip or roll over. It's going to go about right there. And it's also the Revo and Slayer has a bad problem about if you roll over or flip and it hits this body post, the body post. See how the rear exhaust is connected to the rear body post with this little bracket? Well, when you flip or wreck, this body post bends and pushes against the exhaust, and it's really bad about breaking the stock Traxxas exhaust headers. Now this exhaust header is a spring header, and that's the way you need to go. Traxxas makes spring headers for that exact problem. I got one somewhere right here. As a matter of fact, there's the spring set that goes to the spring header, and that way if you flip or roll over or wreck, it won't break your exhaust header. The exhaust header I'm talking about is the stock bolt-on exhaust header. This is actually an OS header with the OS 21TM, which is pretty much the same setup as the Revo header and everything. But anyways, this engine guard from Integy, it's really nice and sturdy. It's not that heavy, but it's nice and thick. It's going to bolt on right there, and it's going to guard all that, and it's going to add a little bit of durability to that area in the exhaust header, and it's going to keep it from breaking and stuff whenever you do roll or flip. Plus, it's going to keep from scratching, damaging your coolant head, like I said. But the only problem is we've got to take this stock roll bar slash grab handle. We got to take it off the Revo to be able to mount this one on. This one takes the place of the stock plastic one. So if you notice on Revos and Slayers, they got a bunch of fuel line looped around right here that connects right here in these two little brackets on this grab handle slash roll bar. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to remove all that fuel line and cut your fuel line shorter whenever you do run this engine guard right here. And I've already done that. Let's get into it, guys. After you get the engine guard, what you're going to need is you're going to need some type of little screw and some nuts. And because this engine guard does not come with factory hardware screws or nothing. You got to supply your own, and you cannot use the stock Traxxas screws, and I'll show you why. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, let me get the camera set up here. So the first thing we're going to do is flip the Revo over, and we're going to remove that stock plastic grab handle slash roll bar. And we're going to have to remove this screw right here. And we're going to have to remove this top screw right here. We'll pull it out. Now this grab handle slash roll bar should just pop right off, just like that. And see, the screw threads are built into this roll bar slash plastic grab handle on the stock setup, and the screws just go through the chassis and they screw into this, and that's what holds it down. And these stock screws, they won't fit through the holes on the Integy engine guard. They're too big. They won't fit through the holes. Plus, you would need to find a nut to go on the end of the screw anyways. So that's why you got to supply your own screws. So that's why we don't need the stock screws. Now, one thing I should say is the plastic stock grab handle / row bar takes just 2 screws. Okay. But the Integy engine guard takes 3 screws. It's got these two right here in the front that goes towards the front tires and wheels. These are the 2 screw holes that you're going to have to supply your own screws for. You'll have to go buy some for it unless you already have some laying around. But this rear screw hole, there's a 3rd screw that goes to this engine guard. The 3rd screw is going to be, let me show you. The 3rd screw is going to be that right there. You're going to take that screw out and you're going to put the engine guard on and then screw that screw back down in there. And I'll show you this when we get close time to doing it. So right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove that screw so we can put the engine guard in place. Let me get a magnet to grab it with. Got the screw out. Save this screw because we will be needing it to put into the new engine guard. So guys, I lied. The stock Traxxas screws, they will in fact go through the holes. So that is a good thing. So you can just reuse these screws and not have to buy none, but you have to buy nuts to go in the end of them. But anyways, so now we're going to stick the engine guard in place, lining all the screw holes up. And this engine guard is a little funky. It's a little bent out of whack. So we might have to bend it a little bit to get it to go into place. So what we're going to do is there's a screw hole here, a screw hole right down there, and that rear screw hole. We're going to make sure they all line up before we get ready to put the screws through it. And it looks like I'm going to have to bend this a little bit. So I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to try to bend this down a little bit. So I'm going to grab a hold of it. Probably going to wind up scratching it in the process. Man, I can't bend it. That's freaking hard to bend. Guys, I don't know what to do here. I guess let's just get ready to put the screws in and see what happens. So I'm going to set the engine guard down on there. I'm going to get one of that rear screw and I'm going to stick down through the engine guard. And I'm going to screw it back down into place where it's supposed to go. If I can get this to do right. There we go. I'm going to leave it a little loose so it'll give us some playing room to line these other screw holes up. So I'm going to get my other screws right here and the washers. The only reason I'm using washers is because the screw head and the little nuts are really small. So these washers will help hold it all together better. So I want to stick the washer on. And I'm going to put it through the engine guard and stick it through the Revo chassis. See, there's the bottom of the screw. There's the bottom of the screw that I just put in sticking out. So now I'm going to get another washer and stick on there. There's a hair. And I'm going to get my tiny little nut and I'm going to stick it on. Now I'm going to get my nut driver and hold the nut while I flip the Revo back over and I screw it down. So I'm holding the bottom of the nut while I'm tightening it. Okay, that's good. Now guys, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the engine guard is crooked. See how crooked it is? This needs to be pushed down. And see that screw hole? It needs to be pushed down and lined up correctly. So now let's get the other screw in it. I'm going to get my screw, my washer. I'm going to stick the washer through the screw. Then I'm going to stick the screw down in through that hole and stick it through the Revo chassis. Now I'm going to flip it upside down while I'm still holding that screw with my finger. Oh, it came out. Guys, I'm going to have to do this one off camera. Alright guys, I got it all done. I got all the screws in. There's one screw. Let me zoom in. There's one screw there. One screw there. And then that screw right there in the back. I like it pretty good. One thing though guys, this is a really important, what I'm about to say. You cannot run a body with this engine guard unless you cut the body out. And I like to run mine without the body most of the time anyways. Especially because this is a Revo 2.5R short wheelbase chassis. And I don't want to ruin my good Revo bodies because the bodies for these short chassis Revos are extremely rare and hard to find in good condition. So I like to run this Revo without the body on it anyways. So this is going to be perfect for me. But guys, yeah, so here it is. We got maximum protection for the engine. We got protection for the exhaust. So guys, what do you think about it? I like it. You can find these, like I said, on eBay, maybe even Amazon. I'm not sure. I don't use Amazon. But I know for sure eBay has them because that's where I got two of them from eBay. They were $30 a piece. They're Integy brand. And once again, the part number is T3275. It's Integy steel inner roll cage for Traxxas Revo 3.3. This will also fit on the Slayer. So yeah, just saying, it'll fit on the Slayer too, guys. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I appreciate all the likes and subscribers. That really makes me really happy. It really does. It makes me tickle to death that people likes my videos and they subscribe to me. I don't ever expect my YouTube channel to blow up and do nothing big because I'm a simple guy and I don't do all the fancy video editing and all that. I'm just a simple guy that likes making simple videos that helps people out. So guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one.